Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the Varguil? The Varguil? One of those? The Varguil? I'm gonna call it the Varguil for now, because I think that's what I've been calling it. And yeah, I apologize if I sound a little bit too tired, because I am. Work has been getting a lot more busy now ever since, the threat of the virus has been dying down a little bit over here in Texas. So work's getting back to normal, and I'm getting a lot more busy. So I can't be staying up too much longer trying to get the more footage of these suits. So I'm gonna try and like get them out as soon as they come in. But yeah, and funnily enough, before we even start talking about the stats here, usually I get my stats from either Reddit or the GBO2 wiki. Which I believe is, I forgot the name of the person who made the wiki. I know Ace Whatever is the guy who posted on Reddit, and sometimes I just go to my own game and get the stats myself. But I went to the wiki, and turns out I believe he has only the level 2 stats, which is funny because I think, yeah, I only have the level 2 Varguil, and it has the level 2 weapons, I believe, too. Oh no, it's just the sub-weapon stats. Okay, so everything else is level 1. Good. So I want to go ahead and I'm going to thank Ace Whatever for also posting these. I think I never got a chance to mention him, so that guy's a pretty good dude for posting the stats. But yeah, the Varguil, our first Zeon Moon Gundam suit. Not our first. I don't know why I said that. That's the Gazelle Grau. This is our second, which is weird because this is the suit that literally becomes the Moon Gundam, and it's our second Zeon Moon Gundam suit. So, and it's if you guys know, it's the prototype basically for the Sazabi. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start off with the stats here now. And level 1 is 650. It has 19,000 HP. It has 21 ballistic and beam resistance. It has 30 melee resistance, 20 range strength, 45 melee strength, 135 speed, 225 boost speed, 75 thruster gauge, and 78 turning speed. For the slots, you have 16 close, 18 mid, and 14 long range slots. Yeah, those are some pretty low stats for a 650 raid. That is pretty fragile. I believe at the level 2 one I have, it goes up to 24 for your ballistic and beam resistance. Obviously, it wants you to try and go for melee, as that's the highest resistance it has, and it has 45 melee strength. It does have some good thruster gauge, and yeah, some good boost speed as well. So, and for these slots you have, since it's a 650 suit, you can definitely tank this up quite a bit, or go really heavy into the melee strength. I think the most you can get is 84 without enhancements. So, and yeah, that's really good for the melee damage it has. That's a pretty good melee attack. And a pretty interesting weapon as well, I should mention. But yeah, starting off for your weapons, you have the primary weapons. You have the Varguil Beam Rifle Grenade Launcher, which is 400 damage, 75% heat rate, 175 range, and you can charge it. And I didn't know this at first, because if you saw my testing video, I thought it was a regular stun beam, but no, it's actually a shotgun like the Sazabi's beam rifle. And weirdly enough, it feels a lot more consistent for me. It feels like it for me. With the Sazabi's, it has a really weird amount of stun accumulation on it, but in this suit, it feels like you shoot somebody, they're more than likely going to get stunned at close range, which is pretty damn good. It takes a little bit to ready up another shot afterwards, but unfortunately, yeah, it's a pretty good damaging weapon. If you hit all shots, it does like it's 400 damage per pellet. I don't know how many pellets. I say pellets. It's a shotgun beam rifle, so let's say just pellets, just to make it simple. I don't know how many pellets are in the this weapon, but I've seen myself get up to 2,000 damage on a meat shot on somebody. So yeah, pretty good stun weapon there. And if you charge it up, it becomes a regular stun beam rifle, and I believe you can do like up to 2,000 damage. When you shoot somebody, and it goes up in range. I want to say 350, 400 range. So nice, pretty good. And then for your secondary weapon, you have the Varguil Beam Tomahawk, which is 2,900 damage, and it's basically just the again, the Sazabi's Tomahawk. except smaller. Unfortunately, it's not the it doesn't have the insane amount of range that the the regular Sazabi's the Sazabi's beam tomahawk has. Although it still does have some pretty good damage on it, especially that downswing. If you hit with the raw downswing, you can get like over 7,000 damage on supports. Pretty damn good. The level 2 version of this weapon, I believe, does over 3,000 damage. Yeah. You bump up this thing's melee to 80, like I mentioned. If you don't mind dying in 3 hits, you will kill supports pretty damn fast. Yeah, pretty good. However, you can only do 2 melee swings. Keep that in mind. And you don't have as much range as that. Look at that thing. Look at how fucking massive this Sazabi's tomahawk is. Yeah, yours is not that big, sadly. And then for your secondary weapons, you have the interesting weapon that I mentioned. You have the Butterfly Edge ×2, which is 1,575 damage, 2 rounds, which you throw them both when you use both of them when you throw them, and 350 range, and it tracks people, much like the Dryson's Tri-Blades. And yeah, this is very interesting because it has a unique property to it. It counts as a melee attack, and it if you have your melee strength up, it boosts the melee strength, and if you hit people with maneuver armor, it actually stops them in place. It stops their maneuver armor. It counts it as a melee hit. This is really good. This is interesting because unfortunately, I have to stand still while to use it. But man, that really changes its game plan when fighting a lot of generals. Let's say this is Sazabi's coming towards you. You didn't shoot at it. Nobody shot at it. It has maneuver armor. Oh, just throw your butterfly edges. Oh, he's gonna get stunned, and that's happened, I believe, a couple times this match and the second match. And really useful, honestly. And of course, it does great damage to supports if you can hit them all. If you can hit both of them, I should say. And the tracking is decent. However, it does not have a explosion radius like the Tri-Blades, so you have to hit people with the butterfly edges. But just keep that in mind, because even the Toadstridder's little Tri-Blades, those do not count as melee. Those count as ballistic. This thing has ballistic tracking weapon, or this thing has melee tracking weapons. So yeah, you will stop maneuver armor no matter what, because it counts as melee. Same thing as if you hit somebody with a beam weapon in this game, or just a melee weapon, you will stop them in their place. That's just really good. Your next weapon is the Funnels ×6 Pincer, which is 315 damage, 90% heat rate, and 300 range. Those funnels, 300 range funnels, pretty good. They only shoot once though, but the upside is that they don't overheat after using them, like with the regular Sazabi's. However, I think there are some good things. Before we get into that, I'm going to talk about the match here. Timeout, yeah. Hey, mission completed. We'll see what we got going on here. We had a pretty melee-oriented team. Not up on the board, but our Sazabi's did some work, so they will get some praises for sure. And I believe, hey, 4th place, 3-2. Not too good. Actually, I mean, it's 4th place, so, that's above average. And yeah, this next match is going to be a custom match where we, it's not a super serious match because we had a couple of D- in the game. We weren't like trying to sweat our asses off or anything. So, there's a little bit of goofiness going on in this match. You'll notice from some of the suit picks. This is a 700 cost, and there's like 500 suits running around. Yeah, back to the pincers. The pincers actually have really high stun accumulation. It's not guaranteed, but it might as well be on suits that are standing still. Without damage control. They shoot once, people will get stunned, and if not, you have the shotgun as a backup stun. While those pincers are going out, you can use your shotgun or your grenade launcher to help get a stun. Or you want to use the shotgun to help get that stun accumulation, and then follow up with your grenade launcher. The pincers will definitely help with that if they don't get a stun by themselves. Unfortunately, the damage is quite low. plenty of times in this match and the previous match, I've gotten a couple to hit and only does 700 damage, which is only one time too. Not that good, you know, for sending out one thing. But the thing is, you can use the funnels multiple times in a row because they don't overheat after use, which is pretty nice, you know. Hey, that guy actually took 900 damage, so there's that. And yeah, you can see it sets up some pretty nice combos. The next thing for your funnels here is the funnels ×6 pursue, which is the ones that follow you around. I like to call them the follow funnels. That is 236 damage, 35% heat rate, and 250 range. And I believe they can fire 6 times, and they do some pretty good damage, like over 1,000 consistently, if you can hit them all. Pretty good for following up on whenever you downswing somebody and you don't have any time to put in another melee swing. You can probably back off and use your funnels, or maybe when you're coming up to a support, you can use that because you can boost while using them. And I believe it takes 3 full shots to stun, so that's pretty good. Again, pretty good build-up damage. And finally, you have the beam rifle grenade launcher, which is 1,580 damage, only 1 round and 250 range. And again, it's just a grenade launcher for your beam rifle there. Works like a grenade launcher, acts like one. Nothing too special. Besides, you know, you get an instant stun. That's your only instant stun that doesn't require a charge. So good. You know, there for suits. You can definitely checkmate a lot of suits with this thing's weapons. And then finally, for the skills, you have Shock Absorber level 3, you have Assault Booster level 3, you have Flight Control level 3, a lot of level 3s, Blast Stabilizer, you have Balancers, you have Ambac level 2, Maneuver Armor level 3, which is, I believe, 15% off damage while you're boosting. You have Force Injectors level 2, you have Melee, which only 2 swings though. You have Leg Buffer level 2, you have the Back Add-on Buffer level 2, which I believe counts just where your funnels are, and the little whatchamacallit, boosters. Then you have a Dodge Roll, and you have Power Accelerator level 2, which if you clash, you can jump out of that clash as soon as you guys get blown back. That's a pretty good skill. And of course, this thing also has 3 melee priority. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, the Varguil. A interesting suit, honestly, playing it. It's pretty fun. There's a lot of good things about this suit. I think, for one, the thing that should be mentioned here is the butterfly edge. Since they have that unique property of being a melee weapon, it stops maneuver armor. That hard counters a lot of suits at these costs, because a couple of these generals in raids, they have maneuver armor, and I'm pretty sure all the raids at 650 and 700 have maneuver armor. Actually, no, there might be one, like the Hammurabi. Actually, no, Hammurabi has it. What the fuck am I talking about? And of course, there's a lot of generals that have like the O, the Sazabi, all that good shit. You can stop them with the butterfly edge, which is pretty good, and you can initiate a combo. Or if they do a dodge roll, you have plenty of stun options available. Like I said, the Varguil beam rifle feels a lot more consistent as a shotgun than the Sazabi's beam rifle, so that's a quick stun for that. Or you can charge it up to get a beam rifle shot for somebody far away. You can follow up with your pincers, and if they get a stun, you have the grenade launcher as backup for a stun lock. Or if your pincers don't work, you can just throw in your shotgun to get that extra bit of stun accumulation, and then go for your grenade launcher, and then go for your melee, which again, the melee on this suit's pretty good. Again, for the level 2, actually no, I'll mention level 1. Level 1's damage is 2,900, and the level 2 is like 3,000. So definitely really good melee strength. And yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and go to the pros and cons, which I pretty much just went over that. It shows how tired I am right now. So for cons, this thing is definitely a very fragile suit if you don't buff up anything defense-wise. Again, at 650, you have 21 ballistic and beam resistance and 30 melee resistance. you can get fucked up by a few suits. You know, there's like the Zaku 3, the O. Yeah, definitely some generals that can fuck you up. I would say like most suits, if you're just sticking around with just the regular stats here. So you definitely want to buff those up. Another con is this suit is pretty tall, so that makes you a larger hitbox. It is a skinny suit, thankfully. You know, you're not like the Sazabi. You know, you're basically the Sazabi if it hadn't eaten for like a week. You know, it's all skin and bones. But you're still tall, and your shoulders kind of jut out, so you can definitely be an easy target to hit. So keep that in mind. Thankfully, you do have a dodge roll and maneuver armor level 3, so you'll be taking some less damage, hopefully, if the game is nice to you. Another con, going over this, is I feel like the funnels don't do significant damage, and I know they're trying to encourage you to get close and use your melee, but it feels really just all those funnels hit people and you do less than 1,000 damage. It only shoots once. I feel like the pincer funnel should do just a little bit more damage to encourage, you know, just those high damage combos. It fit in for 650 and 700. There's already a lot of suits that can do so many good high damaging combos. Or if you're a heavy attack suit, you have a heavy attack that can nearly kill people. This suit feels like has to work a little bit harder for those, which is unfortunate. Like here, Taru is just surviving so much shit I'm throwing at him because my damage potential here is quite low with these funnels. Yeah, 431 damage. Wish they can buff that up a little bit. And I think there might be one more con. I think that might be it for now. For pros, again, I have to mention the butterfly edge. That is really good for this cost because of all the maneuver armor suits. Oh no, hey, real fast, timeout. We'll see what we got going on here. Good works all around. Hey, somebody said we did it. Yes, Fim Shoda. And mission completed. And let's see. Not up on the board, but the other Varguil did really good. So I'm going to be praising him because, again, I'm not a raid player. And hey, 5th place, 5-2, and 4,200 individual score. So I'm fine with that, you know. It seemed like everybody was doing good that match. If I was getting, like, some good placements, I should say, and only getting 5th. But yeah, back to positives. So yeah, the butterfly edge, really good. The melee does a lot of good damage, especially to supports. If you just raw downswing, 7,000 damage easily. However, that requires you to get to them. Another positive is this thing has a lot of stun potential, which is magnificent. Again, I have to say, you know, the shotgun feels a lot better than the Sazabi's shotgun, so you can go for a stun that way, or you can use a charge beam rifle. You got the grenade launcher, you got the butterfly edge you can use as a stun. The funnels, the pincer, since they have a higher stun accumulation, you can use those to stun. Or, you know, the pursue funnels, where you can shoot somebody 3 times and you can get some stuns that way. So lots of good stun potential here, both instant and stun accumulation, which stun accumulation also works against maneuver armor suits as well. I believe the shotgun, I can't believe I didn't mention this before, but I believe the shotgun, since it doesn't instant stun, it counts as stun accumulation. You can actually stop maneuver armor that way. So this suit feels like it's quite capable of stopping suits from pushing forward, because suits that have maneuver armor pushing forward. Because earlier I was mentioning to my friends playing this that this thing fighting in a Dejay SCR, the Dejay SCR gets hard countered even though it's a general. Again, the butterfly edge and the stun accumulations from this suit will fuck it up. But yeah, so I think that's going to be it. And if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And type up in the comment section how you feel about the Varguil. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I like the suit. I think it's pretty fun. I think it has potential. However, I think a lot of the raids at 650, there's some that are just already just really good at just getting their damage off, like the Yagdoga. The raid Yagdoga, I think, is still significantly better than this suit, at least in terms of stopping people and in just pulling off a lot of damage with the shield. The Zaku 3 custom comes up, but mostly that feels more of like a one-trick pony, but it's a one-trick pony that just works consistently because of that heavy attack. You come up to somebody and they lose a ton of health. I believe one time in the second match, Taru did one heavy attack to me. I had full health, and I believe that's over 20,000 on the level 2 of the Varguil, and I was down to 8,000. So yeah, the Zaku 3 custom is still a pretty beastly suit to fight. So I still think there's some better raids, but again, this suit does have some pretty good potential, and the Butterfly Edge is still, that's pretty useful as well. I feel bad for supports. Not only do they have heavy attack suits and suits that can heavy stagger and still do like a fuck ton of damage to them, now they got this thing in case they ever do get maneuver armor. Oh well, it doesn't work anymore. But yeah, the Varguil, I think it's a pretty decent suit, and if you're a fan of suits that has a lot of potential, I would go ahead and roll for this if you want. And of course, this is going to lead to the Moon Gundam, so if you want to save up for the Moon Gundam, go ahead. If it plays like this, if it has the Butterfly Edge, holy shit, that'd be a good ass general. And hey, if you're used to playing the Noct or the Dryson, hey, there you go. This thing has kind of both of those things weapons put together with the Tri-Blades and the kunais. But yeah. And hopefully I'm not as tired making a video again. I'm probably going to take a nap straight away as soon as I post this. But yeah, that's going to be it. I will see you guys later. Bye.